How do you have a good amount of knowledge in 20 hours? Do you stop learning at some point in your life? Did you find that at the age of 15, it seemed to be a year or two to master a new foreign language, and now you see it as an unattainable goal or a task that will take at least a decade? Answer in the commentary section before you watch this animation, explaining how people can acquire extraordinary skills in often less than 20 hours work. Hi, my name is Sophie, and you are watching Psychology Unleashed, a YouTube channel established to exploring psychology, life hacks, and book reviews to inspire you. If you are interested in these matters, subscribe to our channel. When I moved to Poland, I started learning Polish as my second language next to English. I was 28 years old and convinced that Polish was not only the right choice, but it would only take me a year or so to learn it. I was surprised that a foreign language came into my head so slowly and clumsily that I considered giving up, convinced that it was the end of my career with Polish. However, there was a time I would have been able to master this kind of knowledge in a year or two. What has changed? The weaker mind? Lack of language skills? A bad teacher? No motivation? I might agree with the last thing a little. You have to be determined to get to know any skill or to assimilate given knowledge. Otherwise, you will say do widzenia. How do the best do it? Is there any superhuman talent required to master complex knowledge? Well, no. And I know this from my own experience, even this channel. I've gathered 5 key things you should do to join the group of people who learn very quickly. Number 1, warm up your brain. Don't boil your head with boiling water or go out in the sun. That's not the point. The brain and our cognitive abilities is like a muscle. Unused, the knowledge may fade away. A person who solves a lot of crossword puzzles will associate certain facts perfectly. A person who practices for quiz shows will guess the Beatles after a couple of notes and so on. People who practice their minds not only remember a lot from the fields that they practice, but they learn to recognize certain patterns, and these help in deduction and improvisation. Therefore, in order to possess quick learning skills, you must be in a conscious learning zone. It can't be a coincidence that one Friday afternoon you watched this animation, grabbed a book, and boom, a collision route with knowledge. A trained mind is one that exercises every day, learns new words, new terms, exposes itself to conversations, reads about new phenomena, challenges itself. Only if we are conscious of the learning process, further points will make sense. Number 2, set a main goal and side goals. It is important to break down a skill or knowledge into actionable steps. You can't just write, I want to learn Polish at B1 level. It's naive and wishful. However, when you decide, I want to learn Polish to take part in a Facebook discussion under a specific article, this is a goal with a practical sense. It is real, measurable, and easy to break. Let's break it down further. In order to participate in the discussion, you'll need to find an article, find a specific fan page where the discussion takes place, read and understand the article, formulate your own conclusions, write them, and when somebody answers, answer them. There are a lot of specific goals and side steps in order to achieve this whole task. Number 3, what are the main components of your skill? Each skill has a set of activities in which you can practice. In the case of playing the guitar, it will be finger efficiency, sense of rhythm, knowledge of chords, songs, and reading tabs. In the case of learning Polish, we have an accent, understanding single words, whole sentences, understanding the context, etc. From the whole list, select only those that are absolutely necessary for the purpose that we have set ourselves. In this case, we will not need an accent. We will write. We will want to know the basic vocabulary, the vocabulary used in the article, and the basic grammatical forms. Once we've broken down these basic mini skills, let's learn each one individually. We'll spend a lot of time analysing the vocabulary and understanding the context of this article. Let's try to formulate our first statements on the subject. In a nutshell, let's focus on achieving all the goals. Don't buy textbooks and school exercises. We have a narrow goal and we will achieve it. In the case of learning to play the guitar, if our goal would be to play only one particular song, let's narrow down to one rhythm, one set of chords and strikes. You should avoid a potential trap during the planning process. These traps include choosing a too ambitious goal, or you can break down a skill into too many elements. You'll get stuck because there'll be too many things to learn at once. Just learning words from a Polish text is a lot. Try to understand them and don't pay too much attention to its pronunciation. This is not the right phase. Number 4, eliminate the barriers. It's a difficult point to achieve because the main barrier will be our ability to long-term focus on one task. If we want to learn something in 2 days, let's give ourselves 2 full days for it. This means, for example, devoting a complete Saturday-Sunday weekend to just one thing. Thanks to the internet, our little Polish adventure will be rather easy. Don't forget about dictionaries and translators, just like when we want to play the guitar. It will be much more difficult if we try to learn a skill that requires manual movement, such as flipping a coin or learning the basics of pottery. Remember about point number 1. Without warming up, it will be hard to complete your plans. If I add a Polish accent to my goal list, even 1 month cannot be enough to fulfill my aspiration. It is better to give up on some elements. Number 5, trust the process. If you don't give up after the 10th attempt, you will see that the human brain is actually so flexible that with the right focus, it will give you the opportunity to acquire basic skills in an extremely intuitive way. Invest in these 15, 20, 30, 40 hours in learning. If it does not work out, we lost some time, but you will see after 10 to 15 hours, you will start making progress. I strongly encourage you to spend these 20 or 30 hours on skills, especially those that require intellect. You will see how quickly you will make progress, even in new fields. It doesn't require superhuman skills, just a calm mind and trust that you are able to assimilate knowledge. Thanks to experience, adapting it into examples that are understandable and give real value in a relatively easy way. I invite you to leave us a comment to tell us what you think. Thank you for your attention, and I invite you to discover our channel. If you are not yet one of the subscribers for the channel, Psychology Unleashed, please click the subscribe button and wait for our next animation.